Greetings and welcome back to another KOS vlog. Again, this is going to be another Sweden moving blog, and not about gaming. So anyway, I'm still sick. I forgot to say in the last video. This morning, I was sick since last night. I woke up this morning, barely glanced at myself in the mirror. I come into the living room where Matthias is already watching TV. And he's like, "Did you comb your hair with a hand grenade?" It did look truly awful, but it was hilarious. Oh my God, I've never heard of anything like this. So anyway, I sorry, my throat's hurting. That's what's happening with this sickness thing. You can probably tell by the quality of my voice. I sound very gravelly. Yes, like one of those road gravel thingies. Yeah. Oh, there's Eleonora. Hello. Anyway, we'll see if she comes by. She's probably going to walk through. We'll see. Hello. Hi. How you doing? Okay, we have a cat. This is a cat. This is a little brown cat. Yeah. That's Eleonora. Anyway, the cats did great. I guess I'll get to that vlog in a bit. But we're going to focus today on the trip back to the US. So the timeline here is we're now in November. I returned from Sweden in early November back to the US to get my house ready for moving. And that was stressy. When I came back, my brain broke. I was just under so much stress and so much just mental load that I called myself brain broken because I literally couldn't think. It was horrible. I couldn't plan. I couldn't think to the future. I couldn't even remember my name some days. It was really bad. It was just absolutely horrendous. So it was a hard time because this is the hardest project of my life. I've never done anything more difficult than this. All of the planning and all of the getting things together and all of this stuff. It was like, being a circus performer, one of those people who does all the plates spinning kind of thing and keeping everything spinning. It was absolutely terrible. Oh, I should move the phone again. Sorry about the glare. We apologize. Anyway, here you can get a half a view of a cat. Get more into the view. There you go. Okay, so anyway, I don't know if I can get the phone glare organized. Anyway, it doesn't matter that much. Ow, my hand is hurting. Cat, I might need my other hand. Anyway, so I come back and the thing I need to do is I need to finish separating stuff for moving or for auctioning, because what I ended up doing is that everything I can't move, because in Sweden we have much less space. We don't have many storage spaces, though my apartment has a billion storage spaces. Anyway, I'm still trying to get rid of or take stuff out. Oh, thank you, Kat. That's very very nice of you. We appreciate. Yes, the cat is in my face. You silly cat. Anyway, she's in a lovely mood. You can tell. See, look how serious she is. That's serious about love, cat. You're serious, cat. Anyway, so I'm frantically trying to get that stuff done because I'm like, okay, I have more space. I can actually take some more craft materials and stuff that I want, because I thought I'd have to get rid of almost all of it. So the way that happens is because I didn't have a lot of time to sell stuff, I decided to go with some auctioneers, and they have a thing. It's kind of like an estate sale, like where, when somebody, usually they die, you just auction off all their stuff. But you can do that while you're still alive. I found that out. You can get these auctioneers to just go through your stuff and they just auction things off. And it's all like all the lots start at like $1, which to me is crazy, but I guess it generates some kind of money. So anyway, I I'm frantically doing this, and I've got movers coming in a week, right? I have 1 week to sort all the things out and get things going. And also during that week, I still have to move my mom down to Denver. And that's, a 3 hour drive for me. It's pretty rough. I've got to help her unpack and all that kind of stuff while I'm there as well. So it was really busy. I had a few days to prepare for my mom's move. We didn't take all the stuff we wanted. I asked her to pack like different like dry foods and stuff like that. She forgot. We forgot to take all the meat from the freezer. So we had like all this stuff go to waste. Well, it didn't go to waste actually. I have a different story about that. But we so she did pack a lot of like the home things that she needed, and her clothing and stuff like that, and some dishes and different stuff. And we got the cat ready, her Araminta. So Araminta is living with her right now, and she has her own cat post. And we also got one of those like the suction cup things that sticks to the window so she can have a window perch. So Cat is pretty happy with all of that. And but anyway, yeah, we moved my mom down to Denver to like a senior home. She had a stroke a few years back, and so she needs a little bit of help, not like full on assisted living, but she lives in an independent living arrangement, where she can get help if she needs to, like for washing the laundry if she can't manage it, because she's weak in her right side, so she can't stand for very long. And I guess she manages the laundry because I told her to pay somebody, but no, 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 she's working it. So anyway, yeah, she's pretty happy down there. And of course, we had to order a whole bunch of stuff from Amazon, because we forgot a bunch of things, of course, and didn't think about some other things like a cat litter mat, for example, which is like we never really had one because the litter was in the basement, like laundry room, and we didn't need it. We had these like trays that came with. We use these Rubbermaid totes for litter boxes. And they came with the tops, and we just flipped them over and put some newspaper in it, and those were the cat litter catchers. So when we got to her place, it's like, oh gosh, we have carpet everywhere, which is another weird thing because like I hate carpet, like wall to wall carpeting, because it generates so much dust and dander. It's just awful. And so but to protect the carpet, you got to get one of those litter rugs. But anyway, she had so many packages from Amazon coming that people started asking her if she's the Amazon queen. Oh god, and it didn't help that like I bought her this really pretty headband that's covered with Swarovski crystals. It's very shiny, very very shiny. She wears it every single day and dazzles all the older ladies in the dining room. And yeah, they just she calls it her tiara, which I think is very cute. It's very funny and cute. But anyway, so got her moved down there, and all of this stuff is obviously later, but she's making good friends there, so I'm really happy for her. I was afraid a little bit because she's kind of a loner, and I thought she may not enjoy being around people much, but no, she's chilling with it, and she's like, talking to people, having a great time, and all that kind of stuff. So that's pretty good. And so anyway, I'm now at the house by myself, and I gotta say, so the first day we got movers in, and I've moved before, and it's a very is a horrible process. It really is. You see your entire life getting dismantled. My home, my nest is like really important to me. Like that's my base of operations. And it's like seeing a whole bunch of robots like dismantling your factory, like the whole thing, and you don't have blueprints. And it's like, oh my God. How do I even have comfort here? How is it even a thing? So anyway, that wasn't ideal. And then the auctioneers are even worse because they want you to look at the listings, and I'm like, I don't want to even see my childhood toys being up for sale and stuff like that. And they want you to like look and see if stuff is accurate and whatnot. And it just feels horrendous. It just feels horrible. So, yeah, that's not ideal. And then there were other issues. Like, I was really annoyed with the moving company, and we're still kind of in talks about stuff, but they forgot one of my rugs. I have a rug. They completely forgot to take them, and I called them. I said, look, you guys got to come back and pick this up, because they had already boxed everything. They already put it in the truck, and they were not going to come back the next day. And so I said, look, they forgot this. So then I look at the bill. They charged me an extra $500 for an extra pickup. I'm like, what? You guys forgot this. This was not my, I pointed out every single thing. I even had sticky notes on stuff that was to go, and they forgot it. And so I'm like, God damn. And then even worse, on the last day I was there, so they had already informed me, they packed everything in the container, and the container was on the ship, okay? So nothing left, nothing could be put on. So I then, on the last day I was there, I had my friend over, because I offered her the rest of my food, the meats and all the dry goods, because she can use it, and also she had some disabled neighbors that can use it. So, and they have a hard time with other stuff. But anyway, what happened was that she opened this cabinet. They had forgotten to pack the entire cabinet of all my glassware, all of my drinking glasses and stuff. And I'm like, oh my God. And the thing about it is that those glasses are not made anymore. I also had several Murano art glasses, which are not regular glasses. They're very valuable, and I don't just want to ditch them. So basically what it meant is I had to pack it myself with, bubble wrap that I had and all that kind of stuff. I had to pack it and try to send it. And she did me a favor. It was so kind of her to do that, to take them to the post office and or FedEx and get prices. And it was going to cost like $400 just to mail it. Now you might be saying, that's an awful lot of money for glassware. And I would agree with that. But like I said, the pieces there are irreplaceable. They are one of a kind on the earth, and I really like them as well. So I don't know if I'm going to have them shipped or not. It seems like a lot of money. I'm still trying to figure out what I can do with the moving company, because they didn't pack it, and it was very, very visible. And the issue with that is they always ask you to do an inspection of the house, like, did they pack everything? Did everything get moved? And they have you sign a form for it. Well, when we went through the kitchen, I asked the guy specifically, I said, do I need to go through every cabinet, or did you pack everything? He says, oh, I packed everything, ma'am. I packed everything. No need to go through the cabinets. Okay, sure. I trust you. I saw him in there packing it. He was the guy who packed it. So, okay. Yeah. Just don't even know what to say about this. I have no idea what to say about this. It's horrible. So yeah, again, and the other thing was about the fee thing, about sending the truck an extra time. He didn't even say there was going to be an extra fee, and it was their fault that they forgot the carpet. And so it's like, God damn, all of these problems. So yeah, there was that. But I think the most overwhelming thing about that experience was just seeing my whole house get dismantled before my eyes. It was horrible, really horrible. I felt really weird about the auctioneers, because they wanted to spend so much time with me, and like, oh yeah, or they said they want to, oh yeah, we're gonna be bugging you every single day that you're there. And I was there the entire week from Wednesday through Friday, and they barely asked me a thing. They like didn't ask me any questions about anything I had, and I'm like, okay, that's weird. Especially, they were very concerned about the wood that I have, because I used to be a woodworker, and the tools. barely asked me anything. I think I spent a total of like 1 hour with them talking about tools and wood and whatnot. So yeah, I don't know what that's going to be like at all. No idea. So anyway, can't really say too much about that. But I hope stuff gets sold pretty well. We will see, I guess. I should have spent more time in trying to sell stuff, but like there's so much to sell, it was just overwhelming for me. So having the auctioneers was actually kind of a godsend in terms of like trying to organize, things and life and stuff, because it was just overwhelming, just totally overwhelming. So, but anyway, so that was kind of life in the US. Pets. If you're interested in transporting pets, you need to look at the individual country that you are going to. In this case, Sweden, and they have specific rules what they want from the US. So to get the pets into Sweden, I needed to take them to a USDA certified vet, which I did find in Cheyenne. They have one. They had to make a health certificate, send that off to the USDA. They sent it electronically, and they sent me a postal mail copy of this overnight, which was good. It did come. They were supposed to send it by like Thursday, and I needed to leave on Sunday, but they ended up sending it like Tuesday or Wednesday, so that was good. That was good. They were on time. But that has to be within 10 days of travel. And that was annoying because my plane got canceled the first day. So I had 2 days left, but it's scary, like what if it gets canceled the next day? I mean, it was canceled because there was a problem with the aircraft, something with the computer on the aircraft, and it was not safe to try to fly. So they had to put us up in a hotel, and I was really annoyed because I was told that I said, I have pets. What's going on with this? Or can you get me a hotel that is going to get me a litter box for my cats? Oh yeah, sure, ma'am, sure, that's going to happen. Well, I stayed at the airport for 3 hours. No, 4 hours. It was actually 4 hours with them trying to find a hotel that took pets, for one, and then that hotel didn't even have litter boxes. So by the time I got to the hotel, it was 10 o'clock at night. The store, I had to go to a grocery store that closed at 11, and I had to buy litter, and they didn't have any litter boxes, so I ended up buying like a turkey roasting pan to use as a litter box. I mean, it worked, but I was told it was an extra thing. I had to go Uber, I had to pay for the litter box and all this stuff, which was extra expenses. And it was just like, what the hell, people? This is so stupid. This is so terrible. Like, what's going on with this? So anyway, that was annoying. And I could have done without that hassle. But I'm glad they did find us a hotel, and the cats were okay. They were very exploratory. They did good. So anyway, that was that part. But another part I was really worried about was a container, because I had researched and found out that the airlines are in charge of the container, and Lufthansa required a container that was apparently 1.5 times the length of your pet, which would be a ridiculously huge container for cats. But they have to be able to turn around, stand up, and lie down. And that's fine for cats, right? But one thing I read, I found this crate, which was nice. But what saved me is there was a comment, a review on the product that said no container is perfect, and that this container was really great, but you have to buy 2 things. You have to buy, 3 things actually. You have to buy the food bowl that attaches to the front, that has a funnel for water so that people can water your pets in Frankfurt or wherever you're stopping over, which they didn't, even though I specified they should. And then they also specified that you have to have metal bolts, because the pet crate came with plastic knob bolts, which is ridiculous. I paid a huge amount of money. I paid like $120 for that crate, and they couldn't even have all metal bolts. Like, really? What the heck? because they were apparently metal bolts with plastic heads. That, what? Why? That seems so stupid. So anyway, I had to buy the bolts. I had to buy the pet feeding dish, and you also have to buy a what else was on there? Pet dish, bolts. Oh, and zip ties. Reclosable zip ties or undoable zip ties. I forget what they're called. I didn't know those existed. But yeah, they do exist, and it's important because the TSA guy, he actually, so when you go to the airport, you check in your pets, and then you go to a TSA person for security, and they have to inspect the crate and make sure that there's no bad stuff in there, so you can get on the airline or on the airplane. And having the reclosable zip ties makes you not have to carry around scissors with you or wire cutters. And you can open them for the guy, and you don't have to carry extra zip ties because the airline requires that the cage is closed with zip ties so that the animals don't accidentally escape. So anyway, lots of things, but I'm glad I found that blog post because they were like, well, every hole has to be closed. They don't accept any holes that don't have a screw in them or whatever. I did find out that the ones on the corners, they're called hold down tie holes. Those, of course, are for hold downs. They don't have to have a bolt in them. But you know what? I brought my extra bolts just in case, because I thought, you know what? If they want me to fill those holes, I'll fill them with something. So anyway, but yeah, adventures in airlining. And the cats were transported in the hold. I was not allowed to take them in a small container on board because they have a weight limit, and 2 cats in one container was above the weight limit. But it was good with everything else. It was fine. They didn't object to my container, which was I was really stressing out over that. I thought, oh my God, they're gonna find something, because I even though I looked into it, it was just like one of those. I couldn't check, really. I did ask the vet if the container was okay. I brought it very specifically to the vet, and they said, oh, yeah, it looks fine. But still, you never know. Because, I mean, people reject things for such stupid things. Like, we're trying to get my mom's birth certificate, and the country of her birth rejected the application because it wasn't duplexed, as in printed on both sides of one sheet of paper. Apparently, they can't turn over a sheet of paper. Like, they can't, fold it over to see the page underneath. Though, if it was duplex, I guess they would have to be able to do that anyway. I'm not sure what it is. I'm not sure why they have to have it on one piece of paper. I don't get it. But it was and they returned everything to us. And I'm like, how freaking stupid is that? So, yeah, I have to get that sorted out. But yeah, anyway, that was Adventures in the USA, and obviously the flight. We got here okay, and when you get to Swedish customs with the pets, you cannot go through the green line. You have to declare your animals. So I went to the red line to declare, and I said, I want to declare my animals. You need to have the pet certificates that were stamped by the USDA. That is commonly called a pet passport, but I learned that the USA doesn't have a pet passport. They only have these documents. When you get to the EU, you can apply for a pet passport, because that's the thing in the EU. But anyway, she checked over my documents. I also had, the rabies certificates in there for the rabies vaccinations. That's a really important thing for cats. But yeah. She checked, she looked at the animals, she, looked at see which one is which, and that they matched the descriptions on the pages, and it was good. It was good to go. And I ended up not taking the train because I had way too much baggage. I decided to take a taxi, so that was a good decision. But yeah, anyway, it was good. So I'm here now, and it's a really good feeling knowing that I never have to leave. Because when you're on vacation, you're like, okay, I have 4 days left, I have 3 days left, 2 days left. Here I have all the days here. So it's great. So anyway, that'll do it for this vlog entry. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed it. So let me know what you think. And if you have any specific questions about moving to Sweden or or things, whatever questions you have, just either send to me on Discord, tag me, or post as a comment on this video, and I will read them. So anyway, thank you so very much for joining me. Take care of yourselves and each other, and I'll see you next time.